humans also build things or take an engineering approach to control waves when it comes to either structures that they live in or things that they possess. And two examples of that would be a breakwater or a seawall. So a breakwater is an area that's built out into the water that's specifically designed to absorb the impact of waves. So the waves are hitting the breakwater, and then the area directly behind the breakwater is protected from that wave energy. Seawalls, on the other hand, are built right at the interface of the shoreline and the ocean, and they're also designed to bear the impact of these waves. But the downside of seawalls is that then the shoreline there is not very accessible. You can't just stroll down to the shoreline, and there's often not sand on the beach because of the seawall. So this is typically used for larger communities that want to protect themselves against the wrath of the ocean. This is an example of a breakwater here, and breakwaters are typically designed to protect either ships or other valuable things like that. We can see that in this example here, they build up this wall into the ocean. That's part of the breakwater. The waves are predominantly coming in from this direction, and this side has been left open so ships and other things can easily get in and out of this protected area here. Here's another example of a breakwater, a more elaborate one, where there's a breakwater built in front of another breakwater. So even the inlet channel here into this area behind the breakwater is protected and could be navigated even if the ocean was rather rough at that time. So breakwaters are typically designed to protect or make a protected area for something, typically boats or ships, so that they're protected from the breaking of the waves. On the other hand, a seawall is built right around an area. This is the seawall around Galveston, Texas. Galveston, Texas was a huge port town in the late 1800s. It was one of the primary places where immigrants came through when they came to the United States in the southern United States, either Galveston or New Orleans or Charleston. But in 1900, Galveston experienced a very strong hurricane that essentially wiped out the city. It was the largest loss of life by natural disaster in the United States, with estimates of some 10,000 people perishing. And historical Galveston remains there, but a lot of the shipping and a lot of the buildup of an urban area that was starting in Galveston moved up to Houston, Texas. They had to dredge a channel up to Houston, but it was much better protected from those sorts of hurricanes. So seawall is a great form of protection from big waves and winds associated with a hurricane. But of course, there's really, at least in this part of Galveston, there's the sandy shoreline would be pretty inaccessible.